Have you ever witnessed a loved one, or even just heard the story of a neighbor or friend who had to lose a foot, an arm, or even part of a leg because of diabetes? It's one of the most painful things to see. And sadly, it's not rare. The CDC reports that tens of thousands of older adults in America face amputations every single year, all because blood sugar spun out of control. Think about it. Something as simple as walking across your living room, driving to the grocery store, or playing with your grandkids suddenly becomes impossible, all because of a disease that slowly damages the body from the inside out. But here's the part I don't want you to miss. It doesn't have to get that far. There are natural, research-backed ways to protect your blood sugar. And one fruit in particular, overlooked by many, has shown surprising power to help bring glucose down and fast. Want to know what it is? Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll reveal not only the fruit's name, but also how you can start using it in simple, practical ways. And before we move forward, make sure to subscribe right now so you won't miss the health tips I share each week, tips that could help you preserve your independence, your energy, and yes, even add years of quality life after 60. If you've ever seen someone live through the complications of diabetes, you know it's not just about high blood sugar, it's about what follows. The nerve damage that makes feet go numb, the slow healing wounds that turn into infections, the blurred vision that steals away reading and driving, and yes, the amputations that take away independence one piece at a time. The American Diabetes Association estimates that adults over 65 with diabetes are twice as likely to end up hospitalized because of heart disease or stroke. Twice as likely. And for amputations, seniors make up the majority of cases. That means our age group, your age group, is carrying the heaviest burden. And here's the heartbreaking part. It doesn't just take away health, it takes away life's simple joys. The garden you can't tend because of neuropathy pain, the Sunday walk you skip because of weak legs, even sleep itself interrupted by thirst, bathroom trips, or nighttime blood sugar crashes. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Or maybe to someone you love? Have you tried to fight back by cutting carbs or checking your glucose every day or adding more pills to the cabinet only to feel like it's never enough? This is why finding natural supportive ways to bring blood sugar under control matters so much. It's not just numbers on a screen. It's about keeping your freedom, your memory, your eyesight, and your dignity intact. So let me ask you, what steps have you tried so far to manage your blood sugar? And did they truly give you the results you hoped for? First of all, thank you for sharing your own experiences. I read your comments, and I know how many of you have struggled with high blood sugar, strict diets, and the endless routine of testing and medications. You're not alone. Millions of older adults are living the same story. Now, let's look a little deeper at what's happening inside the body. When you eat, your food breaks down into glucose, the fuel for your muscles, brain, and every organ. Insulin is supposed to act like a key, opening the doors of your cells so glucose can enter and give you energy. But as we age, those locks stop working properly. The cells become resistant. The insulin key is there, but the door won't open. The result? Sugar stays trapped in the blood and your energy fades away. That's why diabetes is so devastating. It's not just too much sugar. It's a chain reaction that slowly damages blood vessels, nerves, kidneys, and even your heart. And when you add in the typical American diet, frozen dinners, canned soups, fast food, pastries, and sugary drinks, it's like giving that chain reaction more fuel every single day. But here's what makes this story more fascinating. Around the world, in places like India, China, and across parts of Africa, people have been including a certain fruit in their meals for centuries. It's bitter to the taste, but it's been trusted for generations as a natural way to keep blood sugar steady. And when scientists looked closer, they found the results were real. One clinical study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology showed that adults who consumed this fruit daily lowered their fasting blood sugar by almost 20% within 3 weeks. Another trial in Bangladesh reported improved glucose tolerance, meaning the body could process sugar more smoothly with fewer dangerous spikes. And here's the striking part. In communities where this fruit is eaten regularly, older adults experience far fewer diabetes-related complications like amputations, blindness, and kidney failure compared to countries like the US, where processed foods dominate. So the question is, why hasn't this powerful fruit become part of the conversation here? And what would happen if you started using it not as a medicine, but as a simple addition to your kitchen? Stay with me because right after this, I'll reveal the name of this fruit and explain exactly how it works inside your body. The fruit I've been saving to share with you is called bitter melon. Some call it bitter gourd. Picture a cucumber, but covered with ridges and bumps, deep green, and with a taste that's sharp, almost medicinal. Many people are surprised the first time they try it, but generations across Asia and Africa have valued this fruit not for its flavor, but for its power. So what makes bitter melon so unique? Inside, it carries three key compounds that scientists have studied for decades. Carotene, a plant chemical shown to lower blood sugar by improving the way glucose is taken up by the cells. Think of carotene as a coach, urging sluggish cells to open their doors again and let sugar inside where it belongs. Polypeptide P, often called plant insulin. This compound acts in a way similar to human insulin, helping reduce blood glucose directly. In some laboratory studies, it's been observed to lower sugar levels almost as effectively as mild insulin injections. Visine, a natural antioxidant that supports the pancreas, the organ responsible for producing insulin. By protecting those cells, visine helps the body keep making the hormone it desperately needs. Now let's look at the science. In a study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, patients with type 2 diabetes who consumed bitter melon daily saw their fasting blood sugar fall by nearly 19% within just 3 weeks. Another clinical trial in the Philippines compared 2,000 milligrams of bitter melon extract with 1,000 milligrams of the drug metformin. While metformin remained stronger, bitter melon still produced significant reductions in both fasting and post-meal glucose, without the side effects of nausea or stomach upset that often come with medication. And here's something striking. In long-term population studies from India and Sri Lanka, where bitter melon is part of weekly diets, seniors showed lower rates of diabetic complications like neuropathy and kidney damage compared to countries where the fruit is absent from the table. For someone over 60, this matters more than just numbers. Lowering fasting glucose means waking up without that foggy-headed feeling. Improving post-meal control means no more sudden crashes of energy in the afternoon. And protecting the pancreas means holding on to your body's natural insulin for longer, delaying the need for stronger medications. So let me ask you, have you ever tasted bitter melon yourself, or even heard about it before today? For many Americans, this is the very first introduction. Share your thoughts below. I'd love to know if this is new to you, or if you've seen it in a local market. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how you can use bitter melon safely, how much to start with, how often to eat it, and even how to prepare it in ways that won't overwhelm your plate, because knowledge is powerful, but only when it turns into action. Now that you know what bitter melon can do, the next question is simple. How do you actually use it safely in daily life? First, let's talk about dosage and frequency. Research suggests that for adults, around 50 to 100 grams of fresh bitter melon daily, or about 2,000 milligrams of dried extract in capsule form, can deliver measurable benefits. For beginners, I recommend starting gently, just half a small fruit 2 or 3 times a week. Your taste buds need time to adjust, and so does your digestion. And remember, if you're taking medications like insulin or metformin, keep an eye on your blood sugar because bitter melon can sometimes make it drop faster than you expect. Second, preparation matters. Eating it raw in salads or juices gives the strongest effect, but also the strongest bitterness. Many seniors find it easier to cook it lightly, stir-fried with garlic and lean protein like chicken or tofu, which softens the sharp taste. Boiled in soups with tomato or onion, which balances the bitterness. Stuffed and steamed with ground turkey or fish, a traditional method in Asia that many families swear by. And don't worry, cooking does not destroy the active compounds that help control blood sugar. Now, what if you just can't handle the bitterness? That's where supportive foods come in. While none are as powerful as bitter melon, several have proven benefits. Okra. Its mucilage slows sugar absorption in the gut. Fenugreek seeds, rich in soluble fiber, they can improve insulin sensitivity. Leafy greens like spinach and kale, low in carbs, high in magnesium, which plays a key role in regulating glucose. Cinnamon. Studies show it can lower fasting blood sugar by 10 to 29% when taken regularly. The goal isn't to rely on a single miracle fruit. The goal is to build a pattern of eating that works with your body, not against it. Bitter melon can be the anchor, but these other foods give you flexibility and variety. And here's a practical note, especially if you're listening from the US, you don't have to fly overseas to find it. Fresh bitter melon is sold in most Asian grocery stores, and many Walmart locations carry it in the produce aisle. If that feels inconvenient, you can also find it as dried tea slices, powdered extract, or capsules online. Choose the form that fits best with your lifestyle. The most important thing is consistency. So let me ask you this. Would you be open to trying bitter melon at least once, even just a half fruit in a simple stir fry? Or would you prefer starting with one of these gentler swaps first? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them all, and your feedback helps shape future videos. And with that in mind, let me share with you a real-life story. Because sometimes, hearing how someone just like you found success is the spark we need to take the first step ourselves. Let me share with you a story that might sound a little familiar. There's a man named Harold, 71 years old, living in Florida. Harold spent most of his life working construction, strong as an oak tree. But after retiring, his body started slowing down. His doctor diagnosed him with type 2 diabetes, and before long, Harold found himself on 2 medications and still struggling to keep his fasting blood sugar under 170. He told me once, "The hardest part isn't the medicine, it's the fear. I saw my older brother lose part of his foot from complications. Every time I looked at my own feet, I wondered if I was next." Like many seniors, Harold relied on the standard American diet: toast or cereal in the morning, quick sandwiches for lunch, packaged dinners when he didn't feel like cooking. It was easy, but it wasn't working. That's when his daughter suggested he try bitter melon. At first, he laughed. "A vegetable I've never heard of is going to help me when even my pills can't." But she convinced him to give it a chance. Harold started small. Half a fruit stir-fried with garlic and chicken twice a week. After 2 weeks, he noticed something unusual. His morning numbers weren't climbing as high, so he pushed forward. He began drinking bitter melon tea in the evenings, 3 or 4 times a week. Here's what happened. After 3 weeks, his fasting glucose dropped from 172 to 148. By the second month, his post-meal spikes leveled out, rarely rising above 180. And for the first time in years, Harold had enough energy to go back to fishing with his grandson, something he thought diabetes had stolen from him. Now, Harold didn't stop his medication. He didn't eat bitter melon every day either. What he did was add one new habit, consistently, and pair it with a few smarter choices like swapping white bread for whole grain. That combination made the difference. And here's the most powerful part. His confidence came back. He told me, "I don't feel like a patient anymore. I feel like myself again." So I want to ask you, if Harold could see this kind of shift by adding one new food to his week, what might it mean for you if you tried the same? So let's take a moment to bring this all together. We've talked about the hidden dangers of diabetes and how its complications can steal so much from our later years. Mobility, independence, even parts of our body. We've looked at the science showing how bitter melon works inside your system, helping your cells use insulin more effectively and bringing blood sugar down in a natural way. We've gone through the practical side, how much to take, how to cook it, even where to find it. And we've seen Harold's story, a reminder that even when you feel stuck, small changes can open the door to better health and a better life. The message is simple. You're not powerless. With the right habits, with foods that truly support your body, you can protect your energy, your independence, and your joy, even after 60. So here's my question for you. After listening to this, do you feel ready to make at least one promise to yourself? Maybe it's trying bitter melon for the very first time. Maybe it's swapping out white bread for whole grain. Whatever it is, write it down in the comments. Because the moment you make that promise out loud, you've already taken the hardest step. If Harold could do it, if countless others around the world have done it, why not you? And if you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to share your story below. What's been your biggest challenge with blood sugar? Your experience could inspire someone else who's struggling right now. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next video where we'll dive into more tips on healthy aging, longevity, and the foods that can add years of vitality to your life. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself, and remember, your story is still being written, and you have the power to shape it.